Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this really, really exciting day that we have here, when we're kicking off the bus rapid transit at the Linden Transit Center. So we have a great full house and some great panelists that are going to talk a little bit about the significance of this as we talk today about the CMAX. So we've been working on this for 6 years, and now that it's a reality, we are thrilled to see the buses, CMAX buses, going up and down Cleveland Avenue, connecting people to jobs, shopping, and of course, school. It's our first step into the future. We have high-tech buses and passenger amenities, which are a glimpse of how we will be providing mobility options in coming years. So I don't know who's been on the bus or the bus rapid transit lately, but we have Wi-Fi on the bus. We're working on smart mobility options. We've got the transit app that's available for your smartphones. We are in the future, and I think you need to make sure you're checking it out. Building this bus rapid transit through the Linden community demonstrates our commitment to Linden and the entire region. Cota and public transit will lead the way into the future where opportunities are available in our community that are accessible to all of our residents in all of our neighborhoods. Again, we really appreciate you being here today. At this point, I want to introduce Emille Williams. Emille is our Interim CEO at Cota. As you all know, CMAX started on New Year's Day, January 1st. When the first CMAX buses rolled out at 4 o'clock in the morning, now remember this is January 1st, 4 o'clock in the morning, guess who was there to make sure the service was working? Emille. He was there to greet our customers, to make sure that this really important new initiative went the way that it needed to go. This is just one example of his dedicated and passionate leadership that he's been bringing to Cota in his role as our Interim President CEO. Please join me in welcoming Emille to the podium.
Thank you, Jean, and really this is exciting. I mean, what a beautiful crowd. Give yourselves a round of applause. On January 1st, I can tell you it was early in the morning, but right now I'm fully awake. But on that day, it was really impactful. We greeted the drivers, greeted passengers. As the first buses rolled out, I would tell you I was on the first bus coming up Cleveland Avenue. And what was really important for us, a senior citizen got on that bus that early in the morning. And what that really meant for me, it really drove home the impact that we have in this community. This service is really needed and appreciated. So as we launch this service, I'm really looking forward to how we can really improve the mobility options in the region. And so thank you, Jean, again for the introduction. We're very pleased to welcome you to Cota's Linden Transit Center. This neighborhood is important to us. We have a long history of investment along Cleveland Avenue, including our Linden Transit Center, a Fields Avenue facility, and a legacy of providing high-quality bus service along this important corridor. We knew that Cleveland Avenue would be the best location to launch Central Ohio's first bus rapid transit service. This corridor is ideal. It connects downtown, Linden, Northland, Polaris, and Westerville. We knew that building CMAX, the investment would be a catalyst for future development to benefit the more than 200,000 residents along this corridor, local businesses, and community institutions. CMAX is what public transit is all about, economic development. In fact, $48 million has been invested to build CMAX, including a generous $37 million grant from the FTA and over $11 million in local dollars. And the commitment from our congressional representatives really made CMAX possible. CMAX, to me, is simply great. It's 20% faster than regular bus service, using traffic signal priority, more technology featuring onboard charging stations and free customer Wi-Fi, modern stations offering real-time information, and brand new transit centers like the one we'll be riding up to later in Northland. We've already provided more than 30,000 trips. I was going to say 300,000, that's a goal. During the first few weeks of operation, so we're really excited about how the service is performing. And today we're offering free fares on CMAX today. But I'll tell you, to me, what is most important about CMAX is the investment in people and in our community. We're thrilled to introduce CMAX, and thank you again to all our partners and to each of you for being part of this celebration. Now I'd like to share video greetings from Central Ohio's 4 congressional representatives, Senators Brown and Portman, and Representatives Stivers and Beatty.
I'm Sherrod Brown. It's a privilege to serve as your United States Senator. Thanks to Mayor Ginther, to our Columbus officials, everyone with Cota, all the people in our great city who made today possible. Outdated, aging transportation systems hold us back in cities across the country. We need a serious investment in American infrastructure. I'm proud that Columbus leads the way with ambitious projects like this one. CMAX is providing much faster transit up and down Cleveland Avenue. It's connecting downtown with communities as far north as Westerville, connects more Ohioans with employers like Ohio Health and Huntington Bank. CMAX means higher frequencies of buses, real-time next bus arrival information, better passenger waiting areas, other rider amenities. All of this is part of our great city's expansive, innovative public works plan that won Columbus its Smart Cities distinction in 2016. CMAX, so many Columbus projects embody what being a smart city in the 21st century should be about. Expanding how we think about infrastructure, about harnessing technology to ensure our transportation system benefits everyone, making it truly a public work. Finally, I want to take this opportunity to recognize Curtis Stitt. He's one of the finest public servants in our state. I'm not just saying that because we work together as in the Secretary of State's office. This project is just one of many innovations that Curtis championed during his almost 2 decades with Cota. Congratulations, Curtis, on your retirement. Thanks for your service to our community. I think your legacy is in good hands. I look forward to seeing the good CMAX will do for so many communities. I look forward to continuing to work with my colleagues as well as Mayor Ginther, Council President Hardin, Commissioner Boyce, and all local officials, business leaders, and community members, including Council Member Elizabeth Brown, if I could say that are making Columbus America's first smart city.
Hi, I'm U.S. Senator Rob Portman. I wish I could be with you at today's ribbon-cutting ceremony, but I'm here in Washington, D.C. voting. I wanted to congratulate former Cota President Curtis Stitt, Interim President Emille Williams, and all of Columbus, really, for the successful rollout of the newest rapid transit, CMAX. CMAX is going to help residents in neighborhoods like Linden and others along Cleveland Avenue connect to jobs, healthcare facilities, grocery stores, and other needs in the downtown area. This is great for those neighborhoods and great for downtown. I was proud to write the Federal Transit Administration and successfully help Cota secure the federal funds to make this project possible. And of course, previously I worked alongside Mayor Ginther, who's taken a leadership role in Congress on behalf of Columbus for the Smart City Prize, which is fantastic. Won back in 2016, but now being implemented, which provides funds for all kinds of transportation initiatives, including driverless transportation. This new CMAX bus route is another great stride in improving public transportation in the area. Columbus has got a great skilled workforce, a culture of education, and a history of innovation. That's one reason Amazon's looking at Columbus now. This area is growing and improving its interconnectedness and will continue to drive Columbus into the future. Thanks to all of you, all the local leaders here today, for the great work you do to improve Columbus, and congratulations on CMAX's ribbon-cutting ceremony today. I look forward to continuing to work with you as your partner in Washington, D.C. Godspeed.
Hi, I'm Congressman Stivers.
And I'm Congresswoman Joyce. Together, we represent most of Franklin County and Columbus in Congress. Today, we want to congratulate the Central Ohio Transit Authority and the City of Columbus on the grand opening of CMAX Bus Rapid Transit.
With the help of a $37 million grant from the Federal Transit Administration, CMAX will connect more than 221,000 residents and 170,000 workers along Cleveland Avenue to their jobs, their doctors, their schools, and so much more.
That's right. CMAX will have a huge impact, not just on Central Ohio's economy, but more importantly, on the lives of countless families. And as Columbus's first rapid transit line, commutes will be much faster.
CMAX is a great example of the positive impact that federal investment in our community transportation can have. That's why Congresswoman Beatty and I have joined the bipartisan Congressional Bus Caucus.
Like Congressman Stivers, I know firsthand the positive impact Cota has on the lives of nearly 1 million Central Ohioans and its effect on our entire community. That's why we will continue working hard in Congress for our nation's public transit system.
Again, congratulations to Cota and everyone who worked so hard to make CMAX a reality.
We're certainly grateful for the support from our federal delegation for CMAX. And now it's my honor to introduce Mayor Andrew J. Ginther. As mayor of the 14th largest city in America, he has been a strong leader, focusing on ensuring that every resident in every neighborhood has a chance to succeed. He has been an avid supporter of CMAX as a part of the Smart Columbus initiative, and with an emphasis on forging stronger connections between neighborhoods, driving our economy forward, and creating ladders of opportunity for all. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Ginther.
Good morning. What a great morning in the city of Columbus. A proud day for all of us, and I know acknowledgments already been made for the Cota board and staff. We are very excited about celebrating here today. As you know, my top 3 priorities as mayor are neighborhoods, neighborhoods, neighborhoods. Strong, vibrant neighborhoods are the foundation of any great city. And as a city, we continue to invest in neighborhoods so that all residents have the opportunity to share in the success story that is Columbus. We are pleased that Cota also receives funding from federal sources, and we're thrilled that we call them on the House side our congressional trifecta with Congressman T-Berry, the terrific trifecta, Congressman T-Berry, Stivers, and our Congresswoman Joyce Beatty. But we're blessed with 2 great U.S. senators who have continued to make Columbus and this project a top priority. We know that connecting people quickly and efficiently to jobs and opportunities in our fast-growing region is critically important to our community's continued growth and success. If we want to really realize our vision of becoming America's opportunity city, a city with the largest middle class of any city our size in the country, and a place you're more likely to go from poverty to the middle class and beyond, safe, reliable transit options are absolutely critical, and that's what the CMAX is all about. If transportation and mobility are the great equalizer of the 21st century, CMAX is a critical part of that effort moving forward. All residents deserve to have access to ladders of opportunity in this community, and CMAX will help us reach that goal. Residents can take CMAX for faster and more convenient access to downtown, the Greater Columbus Convention Center, and adjacent hotels, to the Columbus State Community College, to Northern Lights Shopping Center, and to Mount Carmel St. Anne's Hospital, Ohio Health, and several other healthcare facilities in Westerville's Medical Mile. Cota is making transportation improvements and implementing innovative services that complement workforce development initiatives, spur economic growth, and help advance our community's goals. We are so excited about this announcement here today and you all being here to participate in this ribbon cutting. And I think this also is a sign of what we can do as a community when we all come together and focus on lifting up families in neighborhoods to make sure that everyone can share in the great prosperity that is Columbus. God bless you.
And now I'd like to introduce to you Franklin County Commissioner Kevin Boyce, who grew up right here in Linden. Commissioner Boyce has represented Central Ohio on Columbus City Council as State Treasurer in the State House, and is now in his 2nd year as Franklin County Commissioner, this year serving as Board President. He's passionate about people and about making sure that all residents of our community have the opportunity to succeed regardless of where they're from, their religion, race, or gender. Please welcome Franklin County Commissioner Kevin Boyce.
Good morning. Good morning. So you gave Mayor Ginther a much better good morning than mine. But I get it. There's a hierarchy here. Mayor, it's such an honor to be here. And let me just say to Mayor Ginther, congratulations to you, too, because you led off your tenure as mayor charging that Columbus, Central Ohio, would be America's opportunity city, and we are truly becoming that. And so I want to thank you, and let's give him a round of applause for his leadership. I'd also like to commend and thank Emille Williams for his leadership and the trustees on the launch of CMAX. But I also want to just spend a special shout out to the citizens of Central Ohio, because you remember that 0.5% of the sales tax goes towards the work that Cota does. And so you are as much a part of this as our Congress, as our state, certainly county and city. And so our community, you should be commended as well for your investment in transportation to help people get to the doctor, to work, or even to school. Thank you, Cota, for your vision, your commitment, for moving us literally forward. To remain on top of the world's economy, we need to invest in world-class infrastructure. This means not only investing in roads and bridges, but also investing in multimodal transportation options. CMAX is not only an investment in public transit and infrastructure, it's also an investment in workforce, something very important to me as well as my colleagues, Commissioners O'Grady and Brown. And CMAX also is an investment in our quality of life. New and more transportation options make Franklin County an even more attractive place for businesses to invest into young people, to finish their education and start careers and even raise their families. I look forward to continuing our work together to advocate for more public transportation options in Franklin County and Central Ohio. Thank you so much for being here today.
And now I'd like to introduce to you Council President Shannon Hardin. Shannon served as the Public Service and Transportation Chair for Columbus City Council. And in this role, he supported the Smart Cities application that would eventually bring $40 million seed grant that at this point has been leveraged to more than $500 million of private sector investment. Council President Hardin has worked to lay the groundwork to promote equality in Columbus by removing barriers to transportation. Understanding Columbus population growth, Council President Hardin believes that the intersection of development, density, and high-capacity transit will shape Columbus's future. It's my honor to welcome Shannon Hardin.
Well, good morning. Good morning. That was healthy, Commissioner. To the mayor, to Mr. Barksdale, to Emille, to board chair, to Steve, to everyone here. What an exciting day. I want to recognize my colleague, our newest council member, Councilmember Emille, who is actually our new chair of Public Service and Transportation. So would you help me recognize Councilmember Emille? Now, Miss Belinda in the back told us that elected officials had 3 minutes, but if we wanted to keep her vote, that we would keep it to 2 minutes, so I will do my best. But this really, everybody, a lot of folks deserve thanks. Thanks to Emille for your leadership. Thanks to Curtis Stitt for helping to get us here. Thank you to the Transportation Workers Union. Thanks to all the Cota employees and certainly the board for the vision for today's announcement. Today, tens of thousands of Columbus residents can step onto Columbus's first bus rapid transit system. I want to commend Cota on the launch of CMAX. This is a critical step towards creating the transportation system that we must have as the region grows. We must continue to invest in advanced public transportation options like CMAX so that all residents have access to jobs, education, and health care. BRT has been successful throughout the country, from Grand Rapids to Cleveland to Kansas City to Los Angeles. In those communities, BRTs have exceeded ridership projections and has been a catalyst for economic development along those lines. So CMAX will spur additional development along Cleveland Avenue. We believe that. Between downtown and Westerville, bringing new jobs and opportunities to residents of Milo-Grogan and Linden. So today is an example of how we march towards transportation of the future. This would not be possible with a lot of partnerships, both private and public, both federal and state, a lot of investment to get us here. But Columbus is a world-class city, and CMAX brings Columbus one large step closer to having the world-class transportation system. I want to thank you all for being here. I'm so excited to get on the bus.
Okay, I must be doing something wrong because I have all my speakers competing for welcome applause. So I'm going to introduce Steve Lyons. Make sure you give him a welcome applause. Steve is the Executive Vice President and Chief Counsel for the Columbus Partnership. And in his role, Steve oversees the strategic business portfolio of the organization. He's responsible for the development and oversight of the partnership external affairs and community strategies. Steve is an active community and volunteer leader and is involved with numerous businesses, civic and nonprofit organizations. Now please welcome Steve.
Thank you, Emille. Good morning. All right. Congratulations, Emille, and everybody at Cota on the front lines and behind the scenes who are responsible for what we gather in the room to celebrate today. It's an exciting day in Columbus. And when I listen to everybody's remarks, for me it's about three things in our community. It's about leadership, it's about vision, and it's about collaboration. And looking behind me, the folks that that are representing the city, the county, the council, we are so fortunate as a community to have the strength of leadership in Columbus that is willing to come together to rethink the way our city works and redefining essentially what the role of a street is in a city for the future, which is to enhance the mobility for everyone. And investments such as CMAX, which we're here today for, are integral to a connected, mobile, 21st century city that allow transit to thrive and which leverage economic opportunity for connecting people to jobs, something that not only our entire business community is excited about, but all that live and work in Columbus and call Columbus home. But today is also a reminder about the incredible vision that we have in Columbus. People, leaders, political, public, private sector willing to come together who are making investments today, right now, in transportation mobility, because all of us here recognize that these investments are critical to our region's future economic growth. And by embracing these innovative solutions, being led by our team at Smart Columbus, Mark and Jordan today, and Mike Stevens representing tremendous work being led by the leadership of Mayor Ginther and all throughout our community. These are the opportunities that are connecting people. And because of these opportunities, these investments, this leadership, Columbus is competing on a global scale. We are attracting and we are retaining talent. We're welcoming and growing our startup and our entrepreneurial community. And we are becoming a hotbed for the world's most innovative companies who want to call Columbus home. Most recently, Amazon and Facebook come to mind as global tech brands that are looking at our city and investing in the opportunities that exist right here. Maybe most importantly, today's announcement is really about the collaboration, something that I think most everybody touched on who's spoken before, but the public, the private partnerships that are really the seminal ingredient for what makes Columbus successful and which is transforming our city. So I want to commend all the CMAX partners. I want to recognize the leadership of the board, including Cleve, for your work for today. You know, our federal and legislative delegation, all our partners in DC, all our partners in city government and county government and throughout the state of Ohio for their strong support of this dynamic project. And of course, everyone at Cota for all you're doing to make Columbus a great city. Congratulations.
All right, thank you. And final speaker today is Mr. Robert Barksdale. He's the past president of the Milo-Grogan Area Commission. He served on the CMAX stakeholder group throughout the project design process. Robert was also involved in the Shelter Art program. Shelter Art featured at more than 30 of our stations, including commissioning 2 of the pieces himself. His involvement even earned him a nomination for Community Arts Partnership Award from the Greater Columbus Arts Council. Please welcome Robert Barksdale.
Good morning, Mayor Ginther, public officials, honored guests, and residents. Thank all of you for attending, and thank God for this blessed and glorious day. Congratulations to Cota on the launch of CMAX and all the community leaders and artists that participated in this wonderful initiative. Special thanks to Milo artists, Akia, Alicia, Bill Miller, and Deb Patron. Our community-based theme in Milo-Grogan is Celebrate Youth, Celebrate Life, Celebrate Milo. The CMAX fits perfectly into that vision. Celebrating youth because they are our future. Celebrating the precious gift of life, and celebrating the history and heritage of Milo-Grogan and all of our communities. Our community is excited about the investment of more than $48 million along the Cleveland Avenue corridor. Cota worked closely with all our community and those along Cleveland Avenue to bring this project to fruition. As a member of Cota's CMAX stakeholders group, I joined more than 40 fellow neighborhood leaders and advocates to advise Cota in the development of the CMAX and the planning of various community outreach events. We're encouraged by the redevelopment we've already seen in Milo-Grogan, including the Rogue Fitness Facility and Homeport's investment in new, affordable housing. I believe the CMAX will provide a catalyst for even more development and growth for all of our neighborhoods. A really exceptional aspect of CMAX is the Shelter Art program. As you know, we have more than 30 new passenger stations along the CMAX route. I'd like to give a very, very special thanks to Belinda and Doug and the entire Cota team for their outstanding leadership. As I previously mentioned, 4 Milo artists designed and featured at various stations. 2 of these stations showcase individuals, Gail Brown, who has passed away, who was a civic leader in our community, and Jim Clemens, an OSU basketball great. We feel that these stations in Milo-Grogan provide motivational messages for our at-risk youth. If you believe, you can achieve. As you may know, Jim Clemens holds 10 NBA championship rings, and is one of our all-time NBA greats, a graduate of a former resident of Milo-Grogan and a graduate of Ohio State University. So we're really proud to have that display in our community. This vibrant shelter artwork not only beautifies our neighborhood, but it also provides a sense of community pride. We hope that these displays of magnificent individual accomplishments and historic sites will inspire our youth to take charge of their lives and make good decisions in pursuit of their goals and dreams. Once again, I thank Cota for investing in Milo-Grogan and all the communities along the Cleveland Avenue corridor, allowing us to actively participate and document our community's history and heritage. Celebrate youth, celebrate life, celebrate neighborhoods, neighborhoods, neighborhoods. Thank you.
And that concludes our program. Thank you to all our program participants, and thank you all for joining us today. And now for the fun part. Please join us outside as for the official ribbon cutting. Thank you.